ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम
ॐ
नमो
नमो
भगवते
भगवते वासुदेवाय।
वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम
ॐ
नमो
नमो
भगवते
भगवते वासुदेवाय।
वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम
ॐ
नमो
नमो भगवते
भगवते
वासुदेवाय।
वासुदेवाय।
संचरदमद जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी।
जय
जय
राधा
राधा
माधव
माधव कुंज
कुञ्ज बिहारी।
बिहारी।
गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी।
जय
गोपीजन वल्लभ
गोपीजनवल्लभ
गिरिवरधारी।
गिरधारी।
यशोदानन्दन व्रजजन रञ्जन।
यशोदानन्दन
यशोदानन्दन
व्रजजन रञ्जन।
यशोदानन्दन व्रजजन रञ्जन।
यशोदानन्दन व्रजजन रञ्जन।
यमुनातीरवनचारी।
यमुना
यमुनातीरावनचारी।
यमुनातीरवनचारी।
यमुनावनचारि।
यमुनातीरावनचारी।
जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी।
जय राधा माधव
माधव
कुञ्ज बिहारी।
जटाधारी।
गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवर धारी।
गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी।
यशोदानन्दन व्रजजन रञ्जन।
यशोदानन्दन व्रजजन रञ्जन।
यशोदानन्दन व्रजजन रञ्जन।
यशोदानन्दन व्रजजन रञ्जन।
यमुनातीरवनचारी।
यमुना
यमुनातीरावनचारी।
तीरवनचारि।
यमुनातीरवनचारी।
यमुनातीरावनचारी।
जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी।
जय राधा माधव कुञ्ज बिहारी।
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे। हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे।
हरे
हरे
कृष्णा
कृष्णा
हरे
हरे
कृष्णा
कृष्णा कृष्णा कृष्णा
कृष्णा हरे
हरे
हरे।
हरे।
हरे
हरे
राम
राम
हरे राम राम राम
हरे
हरे
हरे।
हरे।
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे।
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम 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 हरे
हरे हरे।
हरे।
जय राधा गोविंद राधा गोविंद राधा गोविंद श्री राधे।
जय राधा
राधा
गोविंद
गोविंद राधा
राधा
गोविंद
गोविंद
राधा
राधा
गोविंद
गोविंद
श्री
श्री
राधे
राधे
जय निताय सच्चिनंदन गौर हरि जय निताय सच्चिनंदन गौर हरि
जय
जय
निताय सच्चिनंदन गौर हरि
जय नित्य
सच्चिनंदन गौर
गौर हरि
जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा
जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा
हरि बोल
हरि
हरि
बोल
बोल हरि
हरि
बोल नित्य
बोल
गौरा हरि बोल
नित्य गौर हरि
हरि
बोल
बोल
हरि
हरि बोल
बोल
हरि
हरि
बोल
बोल
नित्य
नित्य
गौरा
गौर
हरि
हरि
बोल
बोल
जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्र शतषि श्रीमद हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस श्रीला इसी भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी प्रभुपाद की
जय हो
अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की
जय
नामाचार्य श्रीला हरिदास ठाकुर की
जय
प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की
जय
श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की
जय
वृंदावन धाम की
जय
मथुरा धाम की
जय
गंगा माई की
जय
यमुना माई की
जय
तुलसी देवी की
जय
भक्ति देवी की
जय
सामवेद भक्त वृंद की
जय
all glories to the assembled devotees
हरे कृष्ण
all glories to the assembled devotees
हरे कृष्ण
हरे कृष्ण
all glories to the assembled devotees
हरे
हरे कृष्ण
कृष्ण
all glories to Sri Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyata Deshatarine Sarvam Shri Krishnarpanamastu Krishne Matirastu Hare Krishna
हरे कृष्ण
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय
So today we are going to read from Srimad Bhagavad-Gita, chapter 14. It is Gunatraya Vibhaga Yoga. That means the three modes of material nature. So we are going to read from verse 16 to 20, and I'll just share the screen as well so that we can read it together. Karmanah sukrutasyahuhu
कर्मणः सुकृतस्याहुः
सात्विकं निर्मलं फलम्
सात्विकं निर्मलं फलं
रजसस्तु फलं दुःखम्
रजसत्सु फलं दुःखम्
अज्ञानं तमसः फलम्
अज्ञानतमसं फलम्
word by word कर्मणः
कर्मणः
of work
of work
सुकृतस्य
सुकृतस्य
pious
pious
आहुः
ahu
is said
is said
सात्विकम्
सात्विकम
in the mode of goodness
in the mode of goodness
निर्मलं
nirmalam
purified
purified
phalam
phalam
the result
the result
rajasah
rajasah
of the mode of passion
of the mode of passion
tu
to
but
but
phalam
phalam
the result
the result
dukkham
dukkham
misery
misery
ajnanam
ajnanam
nonsense
nonsense
tamasah
tamasah
of the mode of ignorance
of the mode of ignorance
phalam
phalam
the result.
the result
Translation: the result of pious action
The result of pious action
is pure
is pure
and is said to be
and is said to be
in the mode of
in the mode of
goodness.
goodness.
But action done
But action done
in the mode of passion
in the mode of passion
results in
results in
misery,
misery,
and action performed
and action performed
in the mode of ignorance
in the mode of ignorance
results in
results in
foolishness.
foolishness.
So Krishna is continuing to give examples of how the different modes of material nature is acting on the living entity. So this is Tribhir Gunamair Bhaver Ebhi Sarvamidam Jagat. So Krishna mentions in Bhagavad Gita that the whole material existence is under the influence of the three modes of material nature. That is why this is the material world. Mamupetya punarjanmam dukkhalayam ashashvatam. Krishna mentions in Bhagavad Gita that this material existence is ashashvatam. It is temporary. That is means Brahma bhuvanaloka punaravartino Arjuna. Mamupetya kaunteya punarjanmana vidyate. Krishna mentions in Bhagavad Gita. He says that from the Brahmaloka onwards, so there are 14 planetary systems. And then the earthly planetary system in the middle layer. Urdhvam gachanti satvastha, madhye tishtanti rajasa, jaganya guni vrittastha, adho gachanti tamasa. So depending on what the modes of material nature we are predominantly in, our current existence and our future existence is dependent on that. So if I'm predominantly in mode of goodness, then I'll be totally peaceful. Most of the time, I'll be peaceful. Most of the time, I'll be satisfied. Regardless of whatever our challenge in this material existence is that all these thoughts that keep coming to us, we kind of think that I am that thought. I become so much attached to any thought that is coming to me, and I become so much engrossed in that thought that I forget that I am the witness of the thought. I'm not the thought, actually. This understanding is extremely important. Otherwise, this is the knowledge that Krishna gives in Bhagavad Gita. Mana eva manushyanam karanam moksha bandhanai bandhaya vishaya sangha mokshaya nirvishayam mana. Mana means mind. What is mind? Mind is like a stream of thoughts. That's what mind is at the end of the day. There'll be lots and lots of thoughts that are coming. The moment I identify with one particular thought and I become that thought, then I become whatever it is. Like, for example, suddenly a thought might come in about, I want this particular thing, whatever I am seeing. And then the moment I become that thought, that means I identify with that thought. Now my whole body, everything is now working to attain that, whatever that is. So this is what is Rajasa. Rajasa tu phalam dukkham. So you got, if we look at the word by word here, karmana sukritasyahu satvikam nirmalam phalam. So when one is in the mode of goodness, satvika, it is nirmalam phalam. Phalam is the fruit. So what kind of fruit? When one is in mode of goodness, mala means dirt. Nirmala means without any dirt. So what does this dirt mean? Malanir mochanam pumsam janasnanam dine dine sakrit gitam bhasisnanam samsaramala mochanam. It is mentioned in Gita Mahatmya Stotra that, for example, for getting rid of the dirt in the body, one takes bath so that the dirt in the body gets cleansed. If one sakrit gitam bhasi snanam, what that particular verse is saying is even a little bit of metaphorical bath in the Bhagavad Gita. When we discuss Bhagavad Gita, when we get into the depths of these verses, samsara malamochanam. So basically, when I am in this material world, the moment I am getting a material body, immediately I am attached to this particular body. So somehow or other, we get this particular body. And what is the reason we have this particular body at this particular moment? The reason is because we have inculcated some desires. So basically, Krishna, we have discussed this many times, but it's always good to keep discussing it and keep understanding the depths of it, because when we repeat, then the things get very solidified in our being. So we become very strongly, uh, the knowledge gets very strongly embodied in us if we keep repeating. So that's why this particular, I have repeated this many times, but let's try and understand. So what are we composed of? As a person here with a human body, what are we composed of? So we have got this gross material body. This is the physical body that can be seen, and that is bhumi, rapa, anala, vayu, and kham. Five ingredients: earth, water, fire, space. Earth, water, fire, air, and space. So these five are the elements with which this body is composed of. So the solid element, which is seen, the skin and the bones and the muscles, that is mainly the earth element. Then if you look at the blood and all the water ingredient that is there, and then the fire of digestion. How is it that the body always maintains this 98.4 degrees Fahrenheit? If there is something happening, the antibodies are not able to work properly, and the body is attacked by germs or bacteria or virus or anything, then the temperature starts increasing. And then you say, I've got a fever. And then the antibodies start working. Antibodies are killing these germs and bacteria and virus. And then finally, the body comes back to 98.4 degrees. So this, what is this? This is the fire, Jataragni. Aham Vaishwanaro Bhutva Praninam Deyam Ashrita. Pranapana Samayuktam Pachamyannam Chaturvidam. Krishna mentions in Bhagavad-Gita, I am the Vaishwanara Agni. So that Vaishwanara Agni is what is helping us to keep the temperature always, whatever temperature it is. So that means that is a fire element. You got the earth element, you have the water element, fire element, the air. The oxygen is, we are taking in oxygen, we're giving out carbon dioxide. And such a wonderful creation of the Lord. The trees are giving us what we want, and we are giving to the trees what we are taking off. So this is that. So this is the wonderful creation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. There is this. The problem is, because we have been endowed with this magnificent intelligence, we are doing lots and lots of exploration in this world, and we are trying to yayedam dharyate jagat apareyam itaswanyam vidhime prakritim param jiva bhutam mahabaho yayedam dharyate jagat. So this jiva bhuta, especially in the form of manushya janma, this human form of life, we have been endowed with a superior intelligence, and with this superior intelligence, that's why in the current age of artificial intelligence, what is it? How are we able to make artificial intelligence? Because our natural intelligence is magnificent. And this natural intelligence has brought up this concept of artificial intelligence. And then we are just amazed by our own creation. Sometimes people they created these large language models, but now they are saying that we don't even understand how it is operating. So it's kind of amazing, the amount of it. But what is happening is we are, unfortunately, we are doing great things. For example, this call itself, the Zoom and this amazing. Who could have thought, maybe even 50 years back, who would have thought that technology will be so much developed? So it's all good in that sense. But one of the important things that needs to be done is use that intelligence to understand, who am I? Kastvam koham kuta ayata kame janani kame tata. This is said by Shankaracharya in Bhaja Govindam. So understand, who am I really? Am I this body? This is a basic beginning of spiritual life. When I can know that, so body is a fact. Like this is a material world. It is not that we are saying that this is an illusion. We are not saying that it's an illusion. We are saying that it's a relative reality. So there is an absolute reality, and then there is a relative reality. So the absolute reality is the consciousness. because it is because of consciousness that all these things are happening. Like we are able to talk, we are able to listen, we are able to do whatever we are doing in this life. The moment the consciousness goes out of my body, I'm dead. The body is going to get decomposed. The body is not going to maintain the temperature, right? Immediately it starts, it is cold, and it has to be either buried or whatever one does after the body dies. So this is the important understanding. So when that is sattvika, when someone can understand that that it is actually even transcending sattvika. When I know that this is a relative reality, it's not an absolute reality. When I know that my thoughts are not, it's only as real as I want it to be. So there might be a negative thought that is coming, and if I just witness that thought, that this thought is coming, and let it go, then it's not going to trouble me. Or it might keep coming, but every time it comes, I just watch it because I'm not that. Again, if some positive thought is coming, I can probably attach to the positive thought because then my whole being will be positive. And when my being is positive, I will vibrate positively as well in the outside world. So this is all these things can be understood when we are in the sattvika mode. So that is what is nirmalam phalam. So mala means the impurity or the dirt happens when I think that this is the only reality. I totally forget that I am an eternal part and parcel of Krishna. Then there is it is unfortunately that then basically this whole concept of there is only one life, enjoy as much as you want. That concept, hedonism, in a certain way, it is hedonism. But what happens? How much can one enjoy? Adyanta vanta kaunteya nateshu ramate buddha. Yehi sansparshaja bhoga dukkha yona evate. Krishna says, and it's a reality as well. Like if someone likes something, you start say some nice food stuff, you eat. But how much can you eat that? There is a limit. After a certain time, the thing that I said I like and it's good, I might start feeling that I had enough. Then after some time again I can have. So this, it's not. This is the nature of the material existence. It has got a beginning and an end. But we as an eternal part and parcel of Krishna are totally independent of all this. We are Satchidananda. It is mentioned in the scriptures. Sat means we are eternally existing. Chit means we are eternally conscious. And Ananda means we are eternally blissful. It's not like happiness and distress. It is bliss. And the bliss is totally independent of everything external. A person can be blissful in whatever condition they are in this material world, if they know that they are eternal. This is just like a cloth. Krishna actually says, Vasamsi jirnani yatha vihaya navani grinanti naroparani tatha shariraya vihaya jirnani anyani sammayati navani dehi. Very beautiful verse. Krishna says, just like a person takes off the old cloth and puts on a new cloth, the living entity takes off the old body and puts on a new body. Dhiras tatrana mohyati. Dehi nosmin yatha dehe kaumaram yavanam jara. Because there is proprietor of the body within the body, there is childhood, youth, and old age. Tatha dehantaram prapti. Similarly, when the time is up, this body will also have to be given up. Dhiras tatrana mohyati. A sober person does not get bewildered by these constant changes that are happening in this material world. That is sattvika. So rajasas tu phalam dukkham. The next line, the third line is, when one is in mode of passion, why dukkham? Its fruit is that it is bringing in dukkha. It is bringing in suffering, misery. Why? Because as we said, rajasa means desires, hankering. So when there is hankering, what happens is, see, generally when the mind is satisfied and it is within, it is totally peaceful, happy, blissful, doesn't need anything. The moment there is a thought that comes in and says that you would like to have this thing, and I attach to that thought, that means I'm in a state of hankering. The example that they give is that say one is in a very hot country and the best thing to do is sit under a cool tree shade, and then you escape heat and you have a very cool situation. But then for some reason you go outside the shade of the tree and you get that direct sunlight, very very hot. So why did in the first place one went outside the cool shade of the tree? Because there was something that the person was wanting. So this is what so mind, when it is situated within the self, it is totally blissful. It does not need anything. The moment the thought comes and mind identifies with it, that is hankering. So the hankering that is the mode of passion. Hankering means mode of passion. That means I am not satisfied with the current situation. I want some other situation. And once I reach the other situation, I will be happy for some time in that situation. And then again, the mind will say that I want something else. So this is the nature of the mind. So the important thing so that is Rajasa. Rajasa, the mind is hankering and lamenting. So I hanker after a thing. If I don't get it, I lament. Oh, I did not get this. If I get it, I might be happy for some time, but then it won't be an happiness that is lasts forever. Something else will come. Again, I will go after it. So it's like a cycle. And that's the reason I'm getting this material body, because I have lots of material desires within me. And to fulfill the material desires, I have to get material body. So that is Rajasa Phalam Dukam. And the last one, Ajnanam Tamasa Phalam. So for the fruit of mode of ignorance is Ajnanam. Ajnanam is total ignorance. Ignorance, what is, so ignorance is a state of indolence, a state of laziness, a state where one does not want to do anything. So that's a very gross, the mode of ignorance. The mode of passion means one is passionately working for lots of different things and enjoying the senses. And the mode of goodness means one is totally peaceful and blissful. But the important thing here is, it doesn't mean that a person who is predominantly in mode of goodness does not do any action. It is that the person does lots and lots of action, but the person is not invested in the results of those actions. Karmanye vadikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phaleturbhur mate sangotsva karmani. Krishna mentions in Bhagavad-Gita that karmanye vadikaraste. So a person, the important thing is that we have to do whatever activities we need to do. That is an important thing. But if I say that I definitely need to get this result, only then this activity is successful. And if I don't get that result, it is all bad. Nothing is good. If that is my mentality, that means I'm attached to the results. And that is mode of passion again. So if I'm attached to the results, it's mode of passion. If I'm detached from the results, but I do my activity to the 100% of my ability, that means that is mode of goodness. And then mode of ignorance is, I don't want to do any activity. I just want to be lazy and things should just come to me. I don't want to do anything, and still things should come to me. That is mode of ignorance. So different modes, and we are, as in the material world, this is a nature. Like every time there is some mode or the other that comes in, and we are predominantly in one particular mode, but then there is combination of other modes as well. So this is the first verse. Then we'll go to the verse 17. Just share the screen again. Satvat sanjayate jnanam.
Satvat sanjayate jnanam.
Rajaso lobha eva cha.
Rajaso lobha eva cha.
Pramadamohau tamaso.
Pramadamoho tamaso.
Bhavato ajnanameva cha.
Bhavatu ajnanameva cha.
Word by word, Satvat.
Satvat.
From the mode of goodness.
From the mode of goodness.
Sanjayate.
Sanjayate.
Develops. Jnanam. Knowledge. Rajasaha. From the mode of passion.
From the mode of passion.
Lobha. Greed. Eva. Certainly.
Certainly.
certainly,
cha,
cha,
also,
also,
pramada,
pramada,
madness,
madness,
mohau,
moho,
and illusion,
and illusion,
tamasaha,
tamasa,
from the mode of ignorance,
from the mode of ignorance,
bhavataha,
bhavataha,
develop,
develop,
ajnanam,
ajnanam,
nonsense,
nonsense,
eva,
eva,
certainly,
certainly,
cha,
cha,
also.
also,
Translation: from the mode of goodness,
from the mode of goodness,
real knowledge
real knowledge
develops.
develops.
From the mode of passion,
From the mode of passion,
greed develops.
greed develops.
And from the mode of ignorance,
And from the mode of ignorance,
develop foolishness,
develop foolishness,
madness,
madness,
and illusion.
and illusion.
So yeah, this is a verse that is quite an important one, because this is helping us to understand what each of the modes is generating within us. So Sattvat Sanjayate Jnanam. So when there is predominantly mode of goodness, it is helping me to get this spiritual knowledge. That's what is the spiritual knowledge? To know that I am not this gross body, I am not the subtle body. So I think I actually talked about the gross body, but I did not talk about the subtle body when we were discussing the last verse. So the gross body is earth, water, fire, air, and space. Space is there anyway. So between the, say, for example, the space has to be there in a sense. Like as we said, the for example, the skin, the bone, the muscles, that is gross. That is coming from the earthly factor. The blood and those things are the water factor. The fact that we maintain the temperature and the digestion of the food is the air factor, is a fire factor. The breath is the air factor, and then there is space in between, right? Between all those things, that is a space factor. And then the interesting thing is all these things become subtler and subtler. So the earth form is gross, really gross. Then the water is a little bit subtle, because water is not as solid as an earth. And then fire is even more subtler, like in a sense that if it's too hot, you're not even able to touch it. You get burned. Then you have the air, which fire at least you can see, but air you cannot see, but we know air exists. And then the space, everything exists within the space. So the subtlety keeps on increasing. Then there is man, buddhi, and ahankar. That man, buddhi, and ahankar, the mind, intelligence, and false ego, they are the subtle body. That is the reason why I keep taking birth after birth after birth after birth, because the mind is storing the subconscious, that is storing every moment that I'm experiencing. And that the storage of those moments, it's like an unlimited memory. And depending on what experiences I'm taking, at the time of death, anta kalecha mameva smaran muktva yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tyajati ante kalevaram tam tam ivaiti kaunteya sada tad bhava bhavita. Krishna says in Bhagavad-Gita, whatever one predominantly remembers during the lifetime, tam tam ivaiti kaunteya sadata. At the time of death, somehow or other that memory will come in. And the moment that memory comes in at the time of death, that's what there in my mind, in the subtle body, the mind, intelligence, false ego, that will carry me to the next body. Whatever that last. That's why it is so important to focus on these spiritual topics, because if we are 100% focused on these topics, there is more probability that at the time of death, I'll be in that situation. And then I'm slowly evolving myself to a state where even though I have the body, I'm not really affected by the body and mind. It is like an instrument. Krishna actually mentions to Arjuna as well. nimitta matram bhava savyasachin. He says that, oh Arjuna, you become my instrument. So when we start focusing on this, and it's not the important thing here to understand is that, like, if someone has got even if faith is really important, intelligence is there, but along with intelligence, faith also has to be there. Shraddhavan labate jnanam, Krishna says in Bhagavad-Gita. So what does that faith invoke in us? It helps us in understanding that this whole order, this whole cosmic creation, like we as people, all this cannot just happen by chance. There has to be a very supreme intelligence behind this. Like the whole the amazing way in which the whole order exists. That the whole planetary systems are continuously going in order. Nothing is colliding with one another, and nothing is getting destroyed as such. There has to be like, even if you look at it from the perspective of, say, traffic going on in the road. How is traffic going on in the road in a very orderly manner? Because there are intelligent people there behind the cars. There is intelligence in the system, in the roads, that you have to drive in this side of the road, that side of the road. You should follow. Red means stop, all these things. So everyone, there is a system, and there is an intelligence behind the system, and there is also intelligence behind the people who are following that system. It's all based on, so how can this wonderful creation exists without intelligence? So all these things. So why did I say this? The instrument aspect. So that means the whole wonderful creation is coming from a supreme intelligence, and we, as part and parcel of the supreme intelligence, our natural position is to be of service to that supreme intelligence. So this is our natural position, and this kind of thinking can only come when we are predominantly in mode of goodness. Otherwise, the only thinking that if it is predominantly mode of passion, for example, it will be lobha evacha. The second line of this verse, rajasa lobha evacha. If I'm predominantly in mode of passion, the only thing that I'll think about is I am this particular body, and I want to enjoy my senses as much as possible. So that means get some tasty food stuff, keep eating tasty food stuff, look at nice things, hear some nice music, smell some nice fragrance, have some luxurious living, and just keep enjoying my senses. What else is there in the life? But unfortunately, what happens is, at certain point in time, people start thinking that there's something is missing. Everything is well, but I don't know, there's something missing. And that something that is missing is, so one of the examples that that's given is that you could keep a bird in a cage, and you can give everything to the bird. You can make wonderful food and everything, and it can have its everything there, but it won't be it will not be happy in the cage. Why? Because the nature of the bird is it has to fly. And if you keep the bird in the cage, it will never be happy. Exactly in the same way, we as eternal part and parcel of Krishna, our nature is that we have to understand our connection with Krishna. And we have to act in such a way, act in that way of understanding of that relationship. Until and unless I don't do that, I'm like that bird in the cage. I might be given the most luxurious things. I might be given everything from physical point of view. Every kind of enjoyment is available, but I'll still feel empty within. That is the reason. So that is rajasul. And then the last one is pramada moha tamaso. Pramada prakrishta rupena mada. So for example, someone unfortunately in a state of intoxication, that's like a real example. Someone addicted to intoxication, like alcohol or drugs or whatever. Sometimes, unfortunately, one is chain smoking or things like that. That is unfortunately in a mode of ignorance, because that's actually stopping the person from even doing their normal actions, which they should be doing. And then that is mode of ignorance. So you got mode of ignorance, which is total indolence, laziness, intoxication. Then you've got mode of passion, which is more based on greed, enjoying the senses. And then you've got the mode of goodness, which is based on knowledge and knowing that that this is all an instrument that needs to be used in the service of the Lord. So that is what this verse is saying. And then we go to the next verse, which is the verse 18, the third verse that we are discussing today. Just share the screen again. Okay, so urdhvam gachanti sattvastha.
ऊर्ध्वं गच्छन्ति सत्त्वस्था
Madhye tishtanti rajasaha.
मध्ये तिष्ठन्ति राजसा
Jaganya guni vrittistha.
जगन्यगुणिवृत्तिस्था
Adho gachanti tamasaha.
अगो गच्छन्ति तामसा.
Word by word. Urdhvam,
ऊर्ध्वं
upwards.
upwards
Gachanti,
गच्छन्ति
go.
go
Sattvastha,
सत्त्वस्था
those situated in the mode of goodness.
in the mode of goodness.
Madhye,
मध्ये
in the middle. Tishtanti, dwell. Rajasaha,
राजसाः
those situated in the mode of passion.
in the mode of passion.
Jaganya,
जगन्य
of abominable.
of abominable.
Guna,
Guna
quality.
quality.
Vrittistha,
वृत्तिस्था
whose occupation.
whose occupation.
Adhaha,
आदः
down.
down.
Gachanti,
गच्छन्ति
go.
go.
Tamasaha,
तामसः
persons in the mode of ignorance. Translation, those situated in the mode of goodness
in the mode of goodness
gradually go upward to the higher planets.
to the higher planets.
Those in the mode of passion live on the
live on the
earthly planets.
earthly planets,
And those in the abominable
and those in the abominable
mode of ignorance
mode of ignorance
go down
go down
to the hellish worlds.
to the hellish worlds.
So here, it's all very logically explained, right? In the previous verse, Krishna was saying, Sattvat sanjayate jnanam rajasa lobhamevacha pramada moho tamaso bhavato ajnanamevacha. So he was saying that what is the symptoms of mode of goodness? What is the symptom of mode of passion? What is the symptom of mode of ignorance? Now he is explaining what happens to the people who are predominantly in a particular mode. So those who are situated predominantly in mode of good, and why I'm saying predominantly is because we have discussed this in the last session last week. No mode is purely coming to us. It's always a combination of multiple modes. But there will be one predominant mode that will be very strong, but other modes will be there in the background. In some way, they will affect us. Except when there is a Vishuddha Sattva. There is a concept. Vishuddha Sattva is purified mode of goodness. The purified mode of goodness happens when we focus on the sound vibrations of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. For example, let's all together say the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Let's say it 3 times together. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So this is the mantra, Maha Mantra. Mantra, what is the meaning of mantra? Means that which, tra means trayate, liberates, and man means the mind. So that which liberates the mind. because the whole the whole situation in this material existence is that it is a mind that is causing all the trouble. Like, say for example, I'm say physically the body has got some kind of illness. So that is pain. Physical illness is a pain. It'll be a pain to the body, whatever happens. But the mind will keep its own dialogue. You are in a very difficult position. What is going to happen? Is this going to go away? That is suffering. There's a difference between pain and suffering. Pain is something that happens physically to me, and then I have to bear that pain. Suffering is that dialogue that goes on within the mind. So mind causes more, like if it is not under control, if the mind is not under control, it causes suffering and anxiety. That's why Krishna says that mind itself is a cause of liberation and mind itself is a cause of bondage. The mind that is attached to the sense objects is cause of bondage. And the mind which is detached from sense objects is liberated. Mana eva manushyanam karanam moksha bandhanai bandhaya vishaya sangha mokshaya nirvishaya mana. Nirvishaya means detached. So when we are, so why I'm saying this and why did we say the Hare Krishna Mahamantra 3 times? That is Vishuddha Sattva. I'm talking about purified mode of goodness. So when we focus on this Hare Krishna Mahamantra, it is Mahamantra. It is like it is supreme in that sense. It is giving superlative in terms of our experience of we as an eternal part and parcel of Krishna. We are never born and we will never die. What takes birth and what dies is this body. But me as an eternal part and parcel of Krishna, na jayate mriyate va kadachit. Krishna says in Bhagavad-Gita. Jayate means birth and mriyate means death. Na, Krishna says, never. Kadachit. Kadachit means at any point in time. It's kind of amazing. So we all, we all here and all the 8 billion human beings and I don't know how many billion of other living entities, they are never born and they will never die. It's kind of amazing. And that is a reality. It's not like it's some phantasmagoria. It is not some kind of illusion or something. That is a reality. Krishna very clearly says that. So who is taking birth and who is dying? It is basically the false ego. So basically, that's what I said, mind, intelligence, and false ego. The subtle body. False ego is the very subtlest of the subtle thing. And that is what is constantly keeping me entangled in this material world and making me think that this is the only existence. As we said, it's not that it's illusion. We're not saying it's illusion, but it is relative. It is a relative reality. Relative means it cannot exist by itself. So what do I mean? Like, for example, again, we take the same example. At this moment, I am alive, but I don't know when my last breath is going to take place. It could be next moment or whatever time. I don't know. So when that happens, I'm dead. Like the body is dead. So it has no value. So that means why, when, how is the real value coming to the body? Because there is consciousness. That is absolute reality. So that understanding is the mode of goodness. And if I am in that mode of goodness, then I have this inclination to chant the holy names of the Lord, this Hare Krishna Mahamantra. When I focus myself fully, my mind 100% focuses on the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, then at a certain point in time, I go into the purified mode of goodness. That is pure. There is no mixture there. But when in general situation, when I'm just in mode of goodness, there'll be a mixture. There'll be some mode of passion, some mode of ignorance mixed with mode of goodness. So when I'm predominantly mode of goodness, I will go to the higher planetary systems. What is the advantage of higher planetary systems? Like, for example, heavenly planet, Swarga Loka, it is called. That is where one has got life duration of millions of years if we compare it with human duration, and no old age, no kind of that kind of suffering. But the challenge is that also will end at a certain point in time. So, Kshine Punye Martyalokam Vishanti, Krishna says. So what happens is, if I'm predominantly in mode of goodness and I keep doing good activities, helping others and all, my false ego will get purified and it will go into the higher planetary system. It will enjoy quite a lot. But then once all that credit is done, exhausted, I come back to the middle planetary system. Or if I do sinful activities, I harm others unnecessarily and by different ways, then I'm in the mode of ignorance, and then I go to the lower planetary system. Again, the credits, when they are gone, again we come to the middle planetary system. So this the Eirupe Brahmanda Brahmite. This is what is said in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Unfortunately, the living entities are constantly like going from Urdhva, Madhya, and Adha. The upper planetary system, middle planetary system, lower planet. It's just constantly Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Maranam, Punarapi Janani Jathare Shayanam. Sri Shankaracharya says in Bhajagovindam. Constantly I'm taking birth, constantly dying, constantly in one womb of mother, constantly in another womb. Iha samsare bahudustare kripaya pare pahi murare. Shankaracharya says in Bhajagovindam, this, oh Krishna, oh Murare, oh enemy of Demon Mura, I don't know how I can get out of this. Please give your costless mercy. And the Lord, Mame vaye prapadyante maya metam tarantite. Krishna says that if someone surrenders onto me, I will ensure that the person will cross over this ocean of birth and death. So that, how does that surrender come in? When we have love. Love, when there's pure love, the surrender automatically happens. It's not artificial. It is natural. That is a natural inclination. So this particular verse is helping us to understand that mode of goodness helps us go up. Mode of passion, we remain in the middle planetary system. Mode of ignorance, predominant, we are going to the hellish planetary system. And this unfortunate cycle continues until we have that love for the Lord, which is pure. So that is the verse 19. And then the last verse that we are going to discuss today, the 5th verse. No, actually, it's not the, I think we have 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Sorry, this is the last but one. So, Nanyam Gunebhya Kartaram.
Nanyam Gunebhya Kartaram.
Yada Drishtanupashyati.
Yada Drishtanupashyati.
Gunebhyascha Param Veti.
Gunebhya Param Veti.
Madbhavam Suadhigacchati.
Madbhavam Suadhigacchati.
So, word by word, na,
No.
Na.
no,
No.
No.
anyam,
Anyam.
other,
Other.
gunebhyaha,
Gunebhyaha.
then the qualities,
Then the qualities.
kartaram,
Kartaram.
performer,
Performer.
yada,
Yada.
when,
When.
drishta,
Drishta.
a seer,
A seer.
anupashyati,
Anupashyati.
sees properly,
Sees
Sees
properly.
properly.
gunebhyaha,
Gunebhyaha.
to the modes of nature,
To the
To
modes
the
of
modes
nature.
of nature.
cha,
Cha.
and
And
param,
Param.
transcendental,
transcendental.
veti,
Veti.
knows,
Knows.
madbhavam,
Matbhavam.
to my spiritual nature,
To my
To my
spiritual
spiritual
nature.
nature.
saha,
Saha.
he,
He.
adhigacchati,
Adhigacchati.
is promoted.
Is
Is
promoted.
promoted.
So, translation, when one properly sees
When
one
one
properly
properly
sees
sees
that in all activities,
that
that
in
in
all
all
activities,
activities,
no other performer
no other
no other
performer
performer
is at work,
is at work,
then
than
these modes of nature,
then these modes of
modes
nature,
of nature,
and he knows
and
and
he
he
knows
knows
the Supreme Lord,
the
the
Supreme
Supreme
Lord,
Lord,
who is transcendental
who
who
is
is
transcendental
transcendental
to all these modes.
to
to all
all
these
these
modes.
modes.
He attains
He
He
attains
attains
my spiritual nature.
my
spiritual
spiritual
nature.
nature.
A very beautiful verse again. So basically, here Krishna is saying that Nanyam gunebhya kartaram yada drishtanu pashyati. Drishtanu pashyati means one who sees. What does one see? that actually only these modes are acting in this material world. So mode of goodness comes into me, I have some inclination to know my spiritual nature. Mode of passion comes into me, I'm really hankering after things, I'm attached to things, I want to enjoy my senses, all these things happen. Mode of ignorance comes to me, I'm totally lazy, I don't want to do anything. So basically, Nanyam gunebhya kartaram yada drishtanu pashyati. So one who sees that actually the whole existence in this material world is based on these three modes. Gunebhyasya paramveti madbhavam. So, and also one sees that me as an eternal part and parcel of Krishna is transcendental to these modes of material nature. So, because we are eternally connected with Krishna as consciousness. So the consciousness itself is totally unaffected by all these things. What is getting affected is the false ego, the mind, the intelligence, and then this body. So everything is going according to the modes of material nature. But me, as an eternal part and parcel of Krishna, who is never born, who never dies, is totally independent of all this. So when one knows these two, vidyam cha avidyam chaiva yasta veda ubhayam saha, avidya mrityum tirtva vidyayam amritam ashnute. It is mentioned in Sri Ishopanishad. It says that one should know knowledge and ignorance simultaneously. And then one should know that ignorance is the reason why I'm continuously taking birth and dying, and knowledge is the actual reason which will help me to come out of this cycle of birth and death. So very beautiful verse in Sri Ishopanishad. So one should know knowledge and ignorance simultaneously. That means what? So for example, me here and we all together here, we are a combination of the gross body, subtle body, and consciousness. So the gross and subtle body is constantly changing. It's constantly in a state of flux. But me as consciousness is eternally conscious, eternally existing, and eternally blissful. There is no change. It is very difficult to imagine that in my current context, because the only thing that we know in this material world is change. Everything constantly changes. But see, there is an example, like in physics, for example, if two trains are going exactly in the same speed, in the same direction, and one person in this train looks at the another person in this train, they will think that they're not moving at all. But if one train is stopping at this place and this train is moving, then both the people know that it is moving. Exactly the same thing. How do I know that these changes are constantly happening? Because me, as an eternal part and parcel of Krishna, am changeless. That's why I can observe all these changes that are happening. So that is the knowledge. And when one knows this, Krishna says he attains my spiritual nature. Then the last verse, we'll discuss this. And then we can conclude. Gunan etan atitya trin.
Gunan etam tattin.
Dehi deha samudbhavan.
Dehi deha samudbhavan.
Janma mrityu jara dukkhair.
Janma
Janma
mrityu
mrityu
jara
jara
dukkha
dukkhair.
Vimukto amritam ashnute.
Vimukto amrutam ashnute.
So word by word, gunan,
Gunan,
qualities.
qualities.
Etan,
etan
all these.
all
All
these
these.
Atitya,
atitya
Aditya,
transcending.
transcending
Trin,
three
Dream,
three.
three.
Dehi,
dehi
the embodied.
the
The
embodied
embodied.
Deha,
deha
Deha,
the body.
the
the
body
bodied.
Samudbhavan,
samudbhavan
produced of.
Produced of.
Janma,
Janma,
of birth.
of
of
birth
birth.
Mrityu,
mrityu
death.
Death.
Jara,
jara
Jara,
and old age.
and old age.
Dukkhai,
dukkhai
Okay.
the distresses.
the distresses
Vimuktaha,
vimuktaha
being freed from.
being
Freed
from
Amritam,
amritam
Amritam,
nectar.
nectar.
Ashnute,
Ashnute.
he enjoys.
He enjoys.
enjoys.
Translation: when the embodied being
When the embodied being
being
is able to transcend
is able to
able to
transcend
transcend
these three modes
these three modes
moments
associated with
associated with
with
the material body,
the material body,
he can become
he can
he can
become
free from
free
free
from
from
birth, death,
birth,
birth,
death,
death,
old age, and their distress,
old
old
age,
age,
and
and distress,
and can enjoy
and
can
can enjoy
nectar
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 even in this life.
even
in this
in
life.
this life.
It's kind of amazing, huh? This particular verse. So, guna neta natitya trin dehi deha samudbhavam. So, when one transcends these three modes of material nature, the dehi is the proprietor of the body. That is, we as an eternal part and parcel of Krishna. So, and then deha is the body. So, when I understand that I am actually dehi, I am not the deha. I am the proprietor of the body. I'm not. The body is an instrument, and I am actually the user of that instrument. So the important thing, for example, the phone, right? The phone is not me. It is an instrument that I use for communication and all other things. Exactly in the same way, this is an instrument that I'm using to for spreading positive vibrations. For example, you can say like that, for interacting with others in nice way, respectful way, helping others, supporting others. So this is an instrument to do that. So if we can have that mindset, then all these things will keep coming and going. Sometimes I'll be peaceful, happy. Sometimes I'll be hankering, sad. Sometimes I'll be lazy. I don't want to do anything. It's fine. I got this material body. It will go through all these things. Important thing is to understand that I'm not this. That this is constantly coming and going, coming and going, and I am an eternal part and parcel of Krishna. So when one can practically get situated in that, then janma mrityu jara dukkha vimukto. So one becomes free from birth, death, old age, disease, and one can experience that liberated state even in this existence, because in experiential level one knows very clearly that this is an instrument. It's not me. It's a liberating existence, literally liberating. Uh, there are some examples where great saintly people have gone through very difficult times, difficult diseases and things like that. But internally, they're totally peaceful and unaffected by it. How? Because they are not identifying with their externals. They know they're experientially situated in the fact that I am never born and I will never die. What a liberation! The real liberation. So that is what this verse is talking about. Yeah, when one knows that, when one transcends these modes of material nature, and one knows that one is eternal part and parcel of Krishna, one becomes free from birth, death, old age, and disease, and one enjoys that liberation even at this particular moment, experientially. So, with the prayer that we can always continuously, get into the depths of these Bhagavad Gita verses. Thank you very much for listening. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki,
Jai,
Srila Prabhupada ki.
Jai,
All glories to the assembled devotees.
Hare Krishna,
All glories to the assembled devotees.
Hare Krishna,
All glories to the assembled devotees.
Hare Krishna.
All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimade Bhakti Vedanta Samaniti Namane. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gaurani Pracharine. Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Deshatarine. Sarvam Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Krishne Matirastu. Hare Krishna. Thank you very
Hare
much.
Krishna.
Paulo, I see you joined. Where are you joining from? Probably.
Offline.
It's fine. Okay. Any comments or questions for this particular set of verses that we discussed? Okay,
I
there's
think
nothing.
just Prabhu, I think just a simple one from my side. I think obviously the three modes that Krishna keeps mentioning throughout the Gita and the examples that he gives around it, like obviously I think, are we generally born in a particular mode, or like this is like a bit on lines of, is that something that you learn? Is that something that you're like for from a karma standpoint, like can you know move to a particular mode as you wish, or do you have to go through a particular mode, learn, and then only you'll kind of like you know progress
Mm.
in a particular way? I don't know if that's clear, but yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a good question. Yeah. I'm not sure whether you would remember I mentioned about yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tyajati ante kalevaram, right? So whatever one remembers at the time of death, sada tam tam evati kontya sada tad bhav bhavita. One actually in the next life, one is kind of getting that particular, one is starting from that position, whatever was the
Mm-hmm.
last. So Shuchinam Srimatam Gehe Yoga Brashta Sanjayate. There is a particular verse where Krishna says that Yoga Brashta. Yoga Brashta means someone who has practiced the spiritual path in a very sincere way and has progressed quite a lot, but somehow or other they have not reached the final goal. They actually take birth in a very pious family or in a very rich family. Shuchinam Srimatam Gehe. Why why they are given that condition so that they can continue from where they stopped in their previous birth. So basically, to answer your question, yes. So depending on what our situation was in the previous life, we continue from that state. So if someone was unfortunately predominantly in a mode of ignorance or in the mode of passion, they will somehow or other they will take birth in those kind of families which have predominantly in mode of ignorance or mode of passion. But the interesting thing here is that every moment there is a choice that the living entity can make. Like it's that independence is there. That say someone has been in mode of ignorance or passion predominantly and are in that situation, they come in touch with someone who is predominantly in mode of goodness, or
Mm-hmm.
someone who is actually like Srila Prabhupada, for example. Like he's the best example there. Like he was 70 years old. He took the boat from India and then he came to America. He had a couple of heart attacks in the ship. It took many days for him to reach. And then he was chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra in the Tompkins Square Park in New York. So some of those people actually were it's there, like they were drug addicts and people like that. So it's gross mode of ignorance, but they come in touch with this pure personality, and then they give up everything, and then they just get addicted to Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Amazing, like it's like it's not so. Depending on what situation is, one sometimes might be taking birth in those lower modes and middle modes and all, but it's totally independent. Swarat, that the like anyone at any moment can come into mode of goodness and pure mode of goodness as well. It's the desire of the living entity, and Krishna gives a permission. Like if it is something bad, Krishna as a Paramatma, he's there. It is mentioned Paramatmeti Chapyukto Dehesmin Purusha Para, that Krishna is present in the heart of all the living entities as the super soul. So if someone is wanting to do bad, Krishna as a voice of conscience, it will come in and say that don't do this, don't do this. But the person is adamant that I have to do this. Krishna gives permission as well, Anumanta. He says, okay, if you're really adamant, do it. And then unfortunately, they have to suffer the consequences. So to answer your question, Prabhu, yes, it is like depending on what one is practiced to, one will get that, one will be in that particular situation. But at every moment, there is a choice one can make, and one can come out of that lower modes of nature.
That makes sense, Prabhu. It also sort of
Yeah.
like subtly touches upon the Sharanagati point as well, right? So everything is, yeah, it's on you, and then you sort of like you come to the world with certain level of quota, and then it's on you to do something with it or not.
Exactly. Yes. Yes. And this actually is, sometimes people say that this is my karma, I cannot do. The scripture is not saying that. Scripture is giving us a lot of empowerment. Like every moment we have the empowerment to make ourselves liberated. Literally, it's just a matter of taking that decision. And if we decide, then we can. Krishna will give the permission. Krishna will give all kinds of opportunities so that we can keep continuing in that direction.
Makes sense, Prabhu. Very well.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. Any other comments or questions, or we go to the Narasimha Pranam mantra? Okay, then we'll do the Narasimha Pranam mantra. Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Prahlada Daine.
Prahlada-Daine.
Hiranyakashe Purvaksha.
Hiranyakashipu-Rakshaha.
Shilatantanathalaye.
Shilatantanathalaye.
Ito Narsimho Parato Narsimho.
Ito Narsimho Parato Narsimho.
Yato yato yami tato Narsimho.
Yato yato yami tato Narsimho.
Bahir Narsimho Hridaye Narsimho.
Bahir Narsimha Hridaye Narsimha.
Narasimhamadin Sharanam Prapade.
Narasimhamadin Sharanam
Prapade.
Tavakaratamalavare Lakham Adbhuta Shringa Dalita Hiranyakashipo Tanu Bringa Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadish Hare Jaya Jagadish Hare Jai Jagadish Hare.
Tava
Tava
Karakam
Karakamalvare Nakham Adbhut Shringa Dalita Hiranyakashipur Tanubringa Keshavadhirta Narhari Rupa Jai Jagadish Hare Jaya Jagadish Hare Jaya Jagadish Hare
Jaya Narsimhadev Jaya Narsimhadev Jaya Narsimhadev Jaya Narsimhadev
Jaya
Jaya
Narsimhadev
Narsimhadev
Jaya
Jaya Narsimhadev
Narsimhadev
Jaya
Jaya
Narsimhadev Jaya Narsimhadev
Jaya Narahari Jaya Narahari Jaya Narahari Jaya Narahari
Jaya
Jaya Narahari Jaya Narahari
Narahari
Jaya
Jaya
Narahari
Narahari
Jaya
Narahari
Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Bhakta Prahlad Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Bhakta Prahlad
Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Bhakta Prahlad Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Bhakta Prahlad
Hari Bol Hari
Hari
Bol
Bol
Hari
Hari
Bol Nitai Gaura
Bol
Hari Bol Nitai
Nitai
Gaura
Gaur Hari
Hari
Bol
Bol
Hari
Hari
Bol
Bol
Hari
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 Bol
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 Gaur
Nitai
Nitai
Gaura
Hari
Gaur
Hari
Hari
Bol
Bol नरसिंहदेव भगवान की जय प्रहलाद
Jai
महाराज की जय
Jai
नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठावतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे सर्वं श्री कृष्णार्पणमस्तु कृष्णे मतिरस्तु थैंक यू वेरी मच हरे
Hare
कृष्ण
Krishna
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna
Okay, so I might just stop this recording and